Hi guys, and welcome back to Fit with T. I hope you guys are good. Today I'm going to be answering a question: is it too late to start athletics? Now I'm going to be answering this question from three different angles. So the first one being the time of the year. So are you too late to start athletics based on the time of year that it is right now that you're watching this video? Whether it's too late for you to start athletics because of your age. Is there an age limit on athletics? Are you too old? Are you too young? And last but not least, we're going to be talking about potential. For some of you, you might feel that your age is a limiting factor in terms of potential. I'm going to touch on that as well. For the most part, athletics is an outdoor sport. The outdoor season in athletics generally runs from April to September because, like I said, there have been world championships that take place in October before, and that's what we call a very late season. But from April to September is generally what we class as the outdoor season in athletics, and then the indoor season takes place usually from January to March, although you may be able to find some local competitions in December. Now, for many different reasons, at this point in your life, you've come to a place where I want to do athletics. Maybe it's because you just watched the Olympics, you're feeling inspired. Maybe it's because GMP, you're taking part in athletics. You know, you've got school competition, and you're like, do you know what, I actually want to train so that I can get faster, so that I can jump better, whatever it is. Maybe you're just in a place in your life where you're like, I really want to get fit, and I really think athletic training is a great way to do that. And I'd like to not just train, but I'd like to also compete. Regardless of what month of the year it is, when you are watching this video, when you are answering this question, you have an opportunity to, first of all, train before you compete. So if you happen to be watching this video and it's the outdoor season or it's the indoor season, then what it just means is that you may potentially have opportunity to compete in this same year that you're now deciding you want to start athletics. But then if it is an indoor season or outdoor season, then you can just use this time to just get a good block of training in. Athletics is one of those sports that has a really long training period, so we call it winter training here in the UK. If you're not going to do indoors, then you're going to train literally, it could be from as early as September all the way through to April or May, whenever it is that you choose to open up your season. So again, that's going to vary from athlete to athlete. It's going to vary depending on whether you've done indoor season or not, because you might want a little bit longer to get another good block in before you go in for outdoors. So really and truly, the month is only going to affect whether you're going to compete or not. If it's not the competition season, then just use it to train. Starting in the winter training basically gives you a better foundation, but if you do join in the summer, which a lot of people do simply because it's competition season and they're seeing competition taking place, they're watching it on TV or whatever it is, then you can go down, join your local club. If you haven't checked out this video where I talk about how to get into athletics, then make sure to check that video out. I take you through the steps, and you know, you may live in another country, but generally speaking, those are going to be the guidelines. Basically, you want to find yourself a club and you can start training there. But like I said, if you join or decide to start athletics during a competition season, then yeah, you could compete straight away, but it's less likely that you'll perform very well. You'll probably be in for a shock, to be honest with you, to realize, okay, this is the kind of standard that I need to get up to. But starting in the winter or in, you know, off-season period just means that you have a better chance to actually train your body before you go and try to get it to do something that you've never asked it to do before. Okay, so now let's talk about age. Maybe you are 16 watching this video, 13, 20, 25, 30, 45, 105. However old you are, no, it is not too late for you to start athletics. Again, if you haven't checked out this video, I talk all about the different age groups in athletics. There are many age groups in athletics, and so yes, the age group you watch on TV, what we class as the seniors and elite level, and the age group in which you'll find most of the athletes that you know are professional will fall into the senior category, and that is generally speaking from 20 to 34 years old. Although some athletes who are professional may be a bit younger or may even be older than 34, maybe 35 plus, which now comes into the masters category. So like I said, check out that video where I talk about the different age groups in athletics, just to clarify the specific age group and to try and find out maybe what age group it is that you belong to. It's never too late to start athletics in terms of age. No matter how old you are, there's literally something for everybody in athletics. That's what I love about this sport. It's just so varied. Not only can you pursue athletics as a career to become a professional, but if you just want to take part for participation's sake, just to compete, just to have fun, just for social, you can do that. You know, there's no requirement. It is an amateur sport. There's no requirements for you to have to want it to be a career or anything like that. You can still compete. There's still competition. And even as a masters athlete or a youth or junior athlete, there's still chances and opportunities opportunities even then to represent your country. So now at an older age, you're thinking, yeah, I want to get involved. Yeah, it's not too late. You can definitely do that. And who knows, you could one day become a world master champion. Now, the question that you might have on your mind might stem from your age, and you might be thinking, I'm 25, is that too old? I'm 30, is that too old? I'm 18, have I left it too late if I want to become a professional athlete? That's what I want to talk about now, because that's probably, for most people, when it comes to this question, it really is based on the fact of potential. Can I still make it? You know, can I still achieve the goals that I have in my heart, the dreams that I have in my heart? Or have I missed my opportunity? Have I missed my chance? As with most things in life, yes, there are norms, but at the end of the day, we are all individually created by God. You know, you might not be a believer watching that, but we are all created unique. The fact that we all have an individual fingerprint, no matter how many people have gone through this world, no one's fingerprint is the same. And the same way, nobody's story is the same. So although, yes, like I said, the majority of athletes that you see on a professional level that are successful in athletics in terms of making a career out of it fall within a certain age category, or may have started athletics at a similar age, it doesn't mean that that has to be your story or that it's the only way. The saying of many roads lead to Rome is true when it comes to sport, because everyone's body is different. Like I said, our fingerprint alone lets us know that our bodies are individual, are so unique. Even twins don't have the same fingerprint, and so even in athletics itself, you see twins, but although they may both be athletic, they don't necessarily do the same event, and they don't necessarily both progress in exactly the same way, even though they're identical. And that's what's so amazing about the way that our bodies are, the way that sport is. And so I can't answer the question for you as to whether it's too late for you to reach your potential, as to whether you can make it in athletics in terms of become an Olympian or world champion. At the end of the day, only God knows the answer to that question. But if you really do have a strong burning desire, you feel a really strong leading and calling into that, the only thing that's left to do is go for it. I love to use the analogy of a book, and that even though two people may be on page 50, let's say in terms of page numbers, that page 50 does not let us know whether we're at the climax of the story or whether the story is only just getting started. If a book has 500 pages and someone is on page 50, really and truly that person is only 10% through the book. Whereas if a person's book is 100 pages and you're on page 50, then actually that person's halfway through. And so you can see, depending on the size of the book, the length of a person's life, how quickly you develop, you know, how many hours of training you have. There's just so many different factors that factor into what you can achieve, your potential, whether you've missed that chance, whether you still have a lot of time left. And so, like I said, I can't answer that question in terms of for you individually, but I can only encourage you. For me personally, it's a thing of where I'm like, go and ask God, go and ask your creator, because he's the one that knows. If you're not someone who believes in that or does that, you can only just try your best and see at the end of the day. If practically you're doing everything that you can and you're still progressing, then why quit? If you're still progressing, then you haven't reached your potential yet. Maybe you've been at a plateau for a while, but there has been lots of things that are actually hindering your journey. Then again, there's still an opportunity for you to progress. You haven't gone backwards. If you still have the drive, if you still have the desire to go forward, then keep going forward. You know, it's very hard, especially in sport. The older you get, the less people there are that support you. And that's just because we do seem to equate age with more potential. It's just the fact that, you know, if someone's younger, you expect them to have a lot more years ahead of them than someone who is older. Although we know life doesn't quite always go like that. People die young, people live for longer. So life is not as black and white as we sometimes make it or want it to be. And so all you can do is work with what you've got. No one else can define your potential. No one else can say you can or you can't make it. But if you know within yourself, if you've got a word from God, if you know you just have that deep inner knowing, then keep going. Even if you haven't had, let's say, external results, but everything else, you know, your training, little signs in training show you're still progressing, then just go for it. No one else can say to you that it's too late for you to start athletics or it's too late for you to reach your potential. You know, there's so many examples within sport where people were older and still managed to reach the highest level, Olympic, world champion, at a later age than is the norm. You know, think of Linford Christie. He became Olympic champion at age 32, becoming the oldest Olympic champion in the 100 meters. No one really would have expected that going forward. You didn't expect, oh, someone at 32 is still gonna be able to break through at the peak of their career, but he did it. And now because he done it, other people now believe that they can do it. And that's the thing, you might be the first one to do what it is that you're gonna do. Start a sport at whatever age and become whatever it is and achieve whatever it is. And then because you do it, more people believe that they can do it. You know, think of Shelly Ann Fraser. Not only has she just had a ridiculously successful career and from such a young age, but she's still going even after having a baby, and at the age of 34 she ran a PB of 1060, and that's incredible. Think of somebody like Merlin Ottey, who just had a ridiculously long career competing at the highest levels, you know, international level, from the age of 19 to 52, from 1979 to 2012. This one was competing at the highest levels for over 3 decades. That's just like, wow. I've used all examples from sprinters. I'm a sprinter. This is just to encourage you guys. Like I said, no one else can write your story. Although there's the norms, no one else is you. Although other people may have a similar story, it's not yours. But the stories that are there that maybe do model your story a little bit more, take them as inspiration as what you could potentially do yourself. So is it too late for you to start athletics? Never. It's never too late to start athletics. Is it too late for you to reach your potential? Only God knows, and only you get to decide that, really and truly. It's up to you whether you're willing to persevere. It's up to you whether you're willing to keep putting in the work, make the change that's necessary, get the team that's necessary, whatever it is that's needed to actually reach the level that you want to reach. I really hope this video has encouraged you guys, it's been helpful. Let me know in the comment section below you got any questions off the back of this, any thoughts, any comments to add. And if you like the video, guys, please give it a big thumbs up to help me accelerate my channel, to let the algorithm know so that more people can see this video. And like I said, if you still want to know what the age groups are in track and field, then check out this video, and I'll see you guys next Friday.